Welcome to the Clearsound Podcast. My name is Derek Kelly. I am joined by Michael Santiago. And Michael, we've worked together over the past few years just on the Clearsound team, helping people get clarity on their audience, their branding, and on
Yes.
their communication. And while we love to talk about search engine optimization and development and websites, often I think people are just getting started and want to know what they can do right now to really just drive traffic to their website to get people, whether it's an email or a phone number, and to start building those relationships. So I thought it'd be really important today for you and I to just dive into what is a very simple sales funnel strategy that someone can use when they're just getting started. Maybe they're a year in, maybe they're just getting started a few months ago, to really build an audience and communicate with that audience clearly with what they have to offer. So let me break down what a funnel is, because we often use this language. You need a sales funnel. What that is, if you think of baking, there's often this funnel that's really wide at the top that narrows down. And that's really the stages of building that relationship with your customer, with your client, is narrowing down. There's a bunch of people at the top that you can talk to, but narrow casting your message so that you can connect with your audience and grow your business. And that's really the goal of this podcast, is to help you stand out from the noise and create a clear sound by helping you connect with your audience and grow your business. And if you're like, man, this sounds great, Michael's about to jump into some great messaging strategies, some great content production ideas. But if you're like, wow, I don't even know who my audience is, click the link below, whether it's the show notes or on YouTube, to find a resource we've created called the 5 questions to really narrow your audience. And so feel free, guys, like and subscribe. And we're about to hear from Michael just some really great stuff on how to create a simple sales funnel strategy.
Derek, you just nailed it in the sense of what did you just, with 10 seconds ago, ask the person to do? Check the
Ah,
description,
mhm.
download that PDF or whatever that is, right? Those 5 things so that
Right.
they can know their audience. And what does
Yeah.
that do? That's you giving them consultation, value
Mhm.
for them to understand. And
Yeah.
then when they take that, they have two choices. They can either take it, be affected by it, and say, you know what? I need to explore a little bit more about there, right? They already found you on the podcast or they already found you on the
Mhm.
YouTube, but maybe they're not
Mhm.
all in, right? And
Right.
so
Yeah.
we're gonna go a little bit deeper. Let's go into Clear Sound Consulting. Let's go see what it is that they do. Let's check out more of the videos, right? Get to learn more about you because you solved my problem through this free resource. So there must be something that you can actually do to maybe overcome more of my roadblocks and more of my problems. And that's exactly what you want to be doing with a sales funnel. And so obviously you're in business, right? Whether Derek mentioned, whether you're starting now, whether you're starting years ago, and you are in this place of how do I simply apply a strategy for my sales funnel? And our question to you is, are you offering a free resource like Derek just did? Are you
Yeah.
actually providing great value in that free resource? Because I think in the marketing world and with the way that things are happening now, there's a lot of people that are like, hey, download a free chapter of my book, or hey, get this free ebook and e-guide. But it's more of a let's just do it, right? To
Mhm.
get emails. And then we're going to send out newsletters and all these things so that we can market to them, as opposed to what we really want to do, which is provide value to our audience. And so that there's a big difference between, hey, let me give you 5 points so that you can understand your audience and have really meaty content, as opposed to something that's just, like, you know what, I'm just going to pull something on Canva. I'm just going to pull up a PDF template, not even going to brand it according to our company. And I'm just going to put in 5 things that I can pull up from ChatGPT. Like those are completely different things. And I would hope that you say, well, you know what, I'm more than likely going to get this best value from that first option as opposed to the second one. Because the second one, although AI can do great things, I'm not after an AI. I could go to an AI if I wanted to do that. I'm
Yeah.
coming to you as the expert or authority in this field to actually help me. And so I would say start there, offer something free, and then get them into your newsletter, be able to then start sending out some marketing emails. But it's the answer is not even in the marketing email. The answer is, have they received so much value that now they actually want to take you up on your offers that you have on your website, right? That's the sales funnel in an essence. And that's just one aspect. We can dive into so many things, Derek, from starting with, hey, sign up for my free webinar, into an actual
Mhm,
coaching program that
mhm.
ends up scaling, right? And then a mentorship program that's an
Right,
even narrower option. And so there's all
right.
kinds of things for various industries. It just depends on what is your industry. And if you're not doing anything, start with the simple.
Yeah, and Michael, you said it so well. It's, man, we gotta make it simple, right? Because what Michael's saying is not that you don't need to have a 5-page PDF like I have when you download this 5 questions to narrow your audience, where it's actually a worksheet for each of those 5 questions, so you get 5 or 6 worksheets, right? But what you need to have is something of value, not just something
Yes.
somebody can find through a simple Google search, but actually you're gonna start to solve the problem that your customer is having, right? A lot of people who watch our content are, some of them know exactly who their audience is and they're focused on learning communication strategies from us. Others know exactly who their audience and communication strategies are, but want to focus on their brand, their identity. And other people don't have any of that and need to really focus on the audience building. And so if you're in that phase of, hey, I need to focus on the audience building, then create a really powerful 1-page PDF. Or if that's not your strength, okay. Michael said, do a live training, right? Say, okay, I'm doing a live training. It's going to happen on such and such a day. You should join. And it's some simple ways to really, I think we can overcomplicate marketing so much. But at the end of the day, marketing ultimately needs to lead to results and needs to lead to sales. And so it's so easy to overcomplicate it and think of, what are the 17 steps I need to do this? Very simply, you're either running ads or you're creating some kind of free giveaway, free training, something that is then drawing them into a deeper relationship. That could be on your email list. That could be they're filling out a form on your website and you're jumping on a Zoom call, jumping on a phone call, meeting in person. But it's really developing that relationship. And so, Michael, you and I just wanted to give some just simple, and you started to dive into it already, simple ways that people can get started. So I think about that free ebook if you're a writer and you love to write, right? This content we're doing right now, creating a podcast, creating a YouTube channel. Again, content that can truly help people, that moves them into a deeper relationship. And then you started to dive into it even deeper with, some people could use a webinar. I've seen that successful for many clients. Others could
Yes.
use a pre-recorded presentation. I know some of the
Yes.
corporate clients we work with really do well with a professionally shot pre-recorded presentation that they can just send out to many of their leads, and then they can spend 15, 20 minutes watching that presentation and knowing what they're getting into. So it really just depends on your industry. But at the end of the day, it's do simple first. What can you do simply right now to get moving? And so Michael's right. Don't just go on canva.com. If you know what that is, it's like an image creation tool, PDF creation tool. Don't just go there and let it write for you, but you can use simple tools like that to create your first kind of 1-page giveaway. And if you're
Yes.
like, okay, that's not my strength, again, go ahead, do a training, do some other pieces that can start to build a relationship. I know people that just went live. I know a gentleman who went live on Facebook every day for a year. That's what he did, and he built an audience around it. And so I think we make it so tough of, I need the perfect webinar, I need the perfect podcast, I need the perfect video, I need the perfect ebook. But it's no, again, you're connecting with people. And if you do this well, and if you focus too much on the content on the front end, you're not going to end up building the relationship on the back end. Okay,
That's good.
maybe you did 5 trainings and you only had 20 people sign up for your email list. Can you email those people one on one? Right. And so, what I say to many of my clients, and I hope that many of them listen, is if you're stuck on what to do next to boost sales in your business, here's the thing I suggest: sit down and write a list of 25 people that are in your industry that you're connected with that can give you referrals on your business. And I'm sure Brad
So good.
and Tom and I will dig deeper into this, but sit down and think, who are 25 people when I get stuck, right? When I'm not sure what my next move is in the past 10 years, every time I've sat down and made that list of people who either I've done a good job for, or I have clients in the past, or I know people who know other people, it's not very hard. It's, who do I know that understands what I do, that may know someone else that I can serve? And so, yes, if you are in a place to jump into content, do it. If you're in a place you already have content, you want to jump into ads, great. But it's a stepping stone. I often see people want to jump from nothing to, hey, can you help my small business run some ads? Sure, we can. But are you ready for that step? And
Wow.
often I recognize people haven't taken the first step of reaching out to the contacts around them, exhausting that referral base, not in a sleazy way. We always talk about the value of having people feel valued, not violated. And so exhausting that group of people, meaning I've called everybody I can. I sent follow up emails. I've done what I can to help people know what I do. And I've reached out to the people who I'm connected with network wise. If I don't have a large network, let's continue to grow my network. And you don't need a large network to do this. What you need is who are those 25 people I can connect with that know folks. And if you've done that and you've truly exhausted that, which I feel like in the past 10 years, I still haven't truly exhausted that group of people, because then some people go off and some people come onto that list, then I think content's a really valuable piece of the puzzle. I think ads are a valuable piece of the puzzle. But so many small businesses think that, oh, I just need to run ads or do content to grow my business. And it's time consuming, Michael. You and I've spent years of our lives doing this for people, and it's time consuming. That doesn't mean it's not worth it. I've seen phenomenal results for clients, but often I meet with people and I say, I don't think you're there yet. Can we get clear on what your business plan is? How you're going to grow in the next 2 years? Can we get clear on your audience, on your messaging? And that's why we're here, because we want to help you connect with your audience and grow your business so you can stand up from the noise. But we really want to see you do that in a way that's sustainable, in a way that's scalable, right? Because it's so easy to say, oh, I tried YouTube, it didn't work. Oh, I tried Google Ads, it didn't work. Oh, I tried Facebook, it didn't work. Yeah. But what if we tried? How many times have we picked up the phone and just connected with people who already served well, right? Uh, you've talked before about the value of Google My Business reviews, right? And setting up a Google My Business profile. Simple things you can do to get started. So, Michael, I just love the practicality you bring to the table in every conversation we have. I know that if I asked you, man, Michael, what's the best JavaScript platform to use on such and such? You'd have that answer. But at the end of the day, you can back it all the way up and really help people recognize just the value of starting simple. I remember
Yeah.
meeting with you and your wife and talking about your business, Arise and Co. And you're the expert in the web and in the development. And your wife is a brilliant, beautiful, amazing woman who's just really good at the social media branding side of things. And I remember us talking about, can you take those pieces together and expand your audience? But it wasn't that you had to run more Google ads or do more Facebook ads. And I'm all for those things. But it was, what can you use at your disposal that maybe you're not tapping into?
That is such a good question to ask yourself, like listeners. Like just even I don't say pause this podcast, but after this podcast or this video, take time to ask yourself that question. Because honestly, Derek, in the 4 years that we've been doing the digital marketing, we haven't tapped into everything. And we're well aware of it because we've served over 55 clients that some of them, most of them, we've done things that, at least for our marketing company, we haven't done yet because it didn't make sense for
Mhm.
us. Like we have to first get there. It's okay. What makes the most sense based on our current circumstances? And I speak circumstances in the sense of where are the business finances? What
Yeah.
about your family? Is your business in an actual place or is it virtual? I have my wife, and right now she's pregnant, ready for a second child come much later on in this year of 2024. But we have a daughter. And so for us, there are certain things that make the most sense that would not be the same scenario for someone else that may be working at an actual physical place and can then afford to scale or do X, Y, and Z. So really just ask yourself, what are those things? And I believe that if you just map everything out right, this is where I love analog, Derek. There are digital
Yeah.
tools and I make use of them. But man, when I just have a journal, I've got my pen and I'm just able to dive into like different points. it really is, it's not only comforting, but it also just helps to really truly reflect on what's working well, what's not working well. How can I overcome this dilemma? And I've reached out to you at times and we've talked about certain things and you've always been a great help. And it's when we go into this simple process of just thinking. I don't think we do enough thinking. If we're going to create a simple sales funnel, let's start there at the simple and just start to think. Put yourself in your customer's shoes. What are they looking for from your offer? Right? What is the most amount of value that you can bring them? And once you know that, and once you have that, go and do that and give that to them. You'll find yourself amazed at all the results that you can achieve.
It's so easy to get stuck in what should I be doing instead of just stepping back and looking at, okay, what do I have available to me? I remember just a few years ago getting so busy in the work I was doing that I just forgot to make more connections with people. I lost that piece of connecting with new leads, new prospects, building my network because we were just so busy. And later it came to bite me. And so I just think there's a really big value in just stepping back from the business, right? Stepping back and taking a look from a broader perspective. Of what is my 2-year goals? Where am I heading? Who is my audience? Have I defined them? Do I have more than one audience? That's something many people don't talk about that we can get into deeper later. Who are my audiences? What's my messaging? And how do I execute this well to serve them? And again, guys, like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on any of the podcast platforms, please leave us a review. We'd love to know how you enjoyed the content. Let us know in the comments below just a gem that Michael dropped that you love. We'd love to hear it. Grab that 5 questions and area your audience resource below, and I'll see you on the next episode.